Let's be real. Buying a home in the Bay Area, it can feel, well, impossible. It's hands down one of the most competitive markets in the entire world. But what if you had a clear roadmap, a way to navigate all that chaos? Well, that's exactly what we're here to do. We're going to give you a step-by-step guide to help make that dream a reality.
Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off and start with the million-dollar question. Or, in the Bay Area, it's more like the $2 million question, right? Is it a good time to buy? Everybody asks this, but the answer, it's just not a simple yes or no. So, here's how we're going to break it all down today. First, we'll figure out what makes it the right time to buy for you. Then, we're going to dive into the financials and make sense of all the numbers. After that, we'll get into how to spot a genuinely smart investment, choose the property type that fits your life, and finally, we'll walk through a real-world example to see what's actually possible.
All right, first things first, timing. We are all completely obsessed with timing the market, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. That's not what really matters. The real key is something much, much more personal.
So let's just flip that big question on its head. It's not about the market's timing, it's about your timing. The most crucial thing you can do is figure out if you are personally and financially ready to take this huge step.
So how do you actually know if it's your time? Well, it really starts with some honest self-reflection. What does your life look like right now? Are you truly ready for the commitment and all the responsibilities that come with owning a home? And in a place like the Bay Area, this is a huge one. How long do you really see yourself staying here? Answering these questions honestly, that is the first and, I'd argue, the most important step.
Okay, so let's say you've done the soul searching and you've decided, yes, I'm ready. Now we got to tackle the numbers. I know this part can feel a little intimidating, but I promise we're going to make it crystal clear. Let's talk mortgages and loans.
First, let's get a little perspective, shall we? Mortgage rates might feel high right now, but this chart tells the whole story. The average rate going all the way back to 1971 is 7.7%. We have seen them go way, way higher than they are today, which is some really important perspective to keep in mind.
Okay, so that was the big picture. Now let's zoom in on what's been happening lately. As you can see, we're seeing a slight downward trend, and some projections are suggesting that could continue. This is absolutely crucial info for planning your budget and figuring out the right moment to make your move.
Now, I'm going to throw an acronym at you that you absolutely need to know. DTI. That stands for debt-to-income ratio. It sounds complicated, but it's pretty simple. It's the slice of your monthly income that goes toward paying off all your debts. We're talking student loans, car payments, credit cards, the whole shebang. Lenders really want to see this number at 43% or lower. So, when you walk into a lender's office, what are they actually looking for? Well, it really boils down to these key things. A credit score of at least 620, though you really want to be over 750 to get those best rates. There's that DTI ratio we just talked about, ideally under 43%. And finally, you'll need a cushion, a few months' worth of your total mortgage payment, or PITI, saved up in reserves.
All right, you're ready? Your finances are lined up. Now for the super fun part, actually finding a home. But we're not just looking for a place to live, we're looking for a smart investment, something that's going to grow with you.
It really comes down to these 3 steps. First, get out there and really evaluate the neighborhood. What's the traffic and noise like? Is there a lot of new development planned? Second, you want to look for that hidden potential. Things like parking or even a little patch of outdoor space. That's like finding gold in the Bay Area. And third, find good value. A solid layout, what we call a good footprint, and a decent bed and bath count often matter way more than the fancy finishes.
You've probably heard this one before, but it's a classic for a reason. Don't be the most expensive home on the block. Seriously, buying a home with a little room for improvement in a great neighborhood gives you a fantastic opportunity to build equity yourself instead of just buying at the absolute peak for that street.
And look, to protect that investment, you have got to be your own best advocate. That means asking the tough questions and not being shy during inspections. How old is that roof? Has the electrical been updated recently? And a huge one, were those cool updates done with the right permits? I'm telling you, asking these questions can save you from some massive, unexpected headaches down the road.
Okay, so the next major decision you're going to face is what kind of home is right for you. It's a big fork in the road, so let's look at the main options. A condo, a single-family house, or even a duplex.
Let's just lay out the pros and cons here. With a condo, you're getting less maintenance and probably a lower price tag, which is great. But you're also going to have HOA fees and less privacy.
A house gives you all that space and autonomy, but you are on the hook for every single bit of upkeep. And a duplex, that offers rental income to help with the mortgage, but then, surprise, you're a landlord.
So what does that actually look like? Well, on one side, you've got the ease and convenience of condo living, maybe with some nice amenities. And on the other, you've got that classic dream, right? A house with a yard of your own. There is no right or wrong answer here. It all just comes down to what's the perfect fit for you.
Okay, we've covered a lot of the what-ifs and the how-tos, but now let's bring it all down to earth and make it real. Let's take everything we've talked about and apply it to an actual property to see exactly what the numbers look like.
So check this out. This is our case study. A really nice 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo in Brisbane. This place just sold for $800,000. So let's use this as our example to break down all the monthly costs.
All right, let's crunch the numbers. On that $800,000 purchase price, a standard 20% down payment is $160,000. That means you're taking out a loan for the remaining $640,000. So if we assume a 6% interest rate, your basic principal and interest payment is going to be around $3,800 a month. But wait, we're not done yet. You've got to factor in property taxes, insurance, and because it's a condo, that $675 HOA fee.
So when you add it all up, your grand total for your monthly payment, that's everything, PITI plus the HOA, comes out to $5,462. Seeing that final, all-in number, suddenly it feels real, right? Tangible.
And honestly, that's what this is all about. The Bay Area market might seem like this giant, unbeatable monster. But when you break it down, ask the right questions, and really understand what you can't afford, the impossible starts to feel, well, possible. That knowledge is the power that lets you finally make your move. So we've laid out the entire framework for you, from getting your head in the game to understanding the final numbers. Now, the only question left is the one that only you can answer. What is the right home buying decision for your future?